2 Connecticut police officers were killed and another critically wounded when they were shot in Bristol Wednesday night after being lured to a residence on a bogus domestic violence call, authorities said. Bristol Police Sgt Dustin Demonte, 35, and Officer Alex Hamzy, 34, were ambushed responding to a residence on Redstone Hill Road shortly before 11 p.m., state police said Thursday. Shots were fired, fatally wounding one officer at the scene, Connecticut State Police Sgt Jeltema told reporters Thursday. A second officer was pronounced dead at the hospital, while another, Officer Alec Iurato, 26, was seriously wounded. The officers had been responding to a fake domestic incident between 2 brothers, police told news station WFSB. When they arrived at the scene, the male suspect was waiting outside and ambushed them, authorities said. The suspect, whose name was not released, and his brother were also shot, Jeltema said. The suspect was pronounced dead on the scene, while the brother was transferred to an area hospital. His condition is unknown. Words cannot express the sadness and grief that brings me before you this morning, Bristol Police Chief Brian Gould told reporters. Gould lamented the loss of 2 exceptional police officers to senseless violence. Demonte, in particular, was a 2019 co-recipient for Officer of the Year. He leaves behind his wife Laura, who is pregnant, and 2 children. Hamzy was a native of Bristol who graduated from Bristol Eastern High School in 2006. He is survived by his wife, Katie, his parents, and 2 sisters. The police chief said that Iurato remains in recovery following surgery for a serious gunshot wound. Bristol PD is privileged and honored to serve on the front lines protecting the community. That's what these heroes did last night, Gould said. We need your support, we need your thoughts, we need your prayers. Bristol Mayor Jeff Caggiano also spoke briefly, saying that the city's hearts are broken for the hero officers. Sergeant Jeltema held back tears at the end of the press conference, asking the public to please be patient during the very complex investigation. Earlier on Thursday, Governor Ned Lamont called the shooting a senseless tragedy. This is a senseless tragedy, and my prayers are with their families, loved ones, and fellow officers. I also asked the residents of CT to keep in their prayers a 3rd officer who was shot and is currently in the hospital with serious injuries, he said on Twitter. This is a devastating reminder of the dangers that police officers face every day to protect our families and neighbors from all kinds of situations. These officers are heroes and will always be remembered for the honorable service they provided to their town and state. The governor added that flags in Connecticut will be lowered to half-staff effective immediately in honor of the slain cops. Bristol Senator Henry Martin, R., also released a statement on the shooting. Words cannot sum up our sadness and emotions, he wrote. Our thoughts and prayers are with our Bristol Police Department, their families, and our entire law enforcement community. A police procession featuring officers from around Connecticut accompanied the fallen officers from Bristol Hospital to the medical examiner's office in Farmington early Thursday. A shaken eyewitness, who described Bristol as a peaceful town, said the rapid gunfire was frightening. We just, like, hearing the gunshots like pop 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 up and stop, and then stop for maybe 30 seconds and then another round pop 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 and then it just stopped. And then, we started hearing sirens and everything else, Ted Krawick told the channel. It's scary, especially Bristol is a peaceful town and it's scary to hear something like this is happening here, he added. Nearby resident Robin Lozon described the scene as a war zone. It was horrible. I heard 3 rounds of 9 or 10 gunshots each, she said, the Middletown Press reported. It was scary as hell, and the sirens were crazy. It was like a war zone. A Connecticut State police officer told the Post early Thursday that the agency was asked to assist the Bristol Police Department. The fatal shooting comes less than a week after a New Haven cop was shot and wounded while investigating a traffic accident, the Connecticut Post reported. Officer Chad Curry was shot in the ear and shoulder about 1:30 a.m. Friday and was later released from a hospital, according to the news outlet. The suspected gunman, Jose Claudio, was later caught.